What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Audio should be good now. Just was talking to myself earlier. Don't worry about it. Just checking up the gap ups. The only one I see is basically BEKE, JD, and SEV. SEV is just gone, in my opinion, and it's too low of a price for me to even consider that. So the only two I'm watching at the moment is JD, which is somewhat strong, but the volume is just completely not there. That what's the volume we're looking at? 267. Now by now, JD should be about 400, five and a half a million at least, right? For me to be interested. So it might pick up later on. It's still early to call, but BEKA as well, it's the same thing. Volume is lacking. It is showing strength, gaps up, holding its gap. So we'll see what happens the next half an hour or so. If the volume picks up, we will be interested in that. So that is that. What's up, Zell? How's it going, man? Welcome. Are you watching something else, Zell, that I have missed maybe? Let me have a look if I have missed anything. PDSB. Okay, so PDSB is gapping up because of earnings, I believe, and it's gapped up over, let's say, 560 and now trading at 680. It seems like a fader, but never underestimate the gapper that's gapping up because of earnings. So earnings gappers, you don't want to underestimate them. They could do. I've seen them fade off all day long to fill the gap. I've seen them, yes, and I've also seen them drop down to 50%, even 60%, and then sort of curl back up and carry on and do even much bigger move than a pre-market. So we just cannot underestimate that. So I'll just keep the PDSB there. What else do we have? SI, let's have a look at SI, if it's still up and if the volume is good enough. Volume on SI really, to be honest, it's just not there. It's not there. If the volume picks up on SI, let me know. But I'm looking at massive volume, at least close to 500,000 at this point. The only thing I see is PDSB on that. And you can clearly see why, because it's an earnings gap. But even PDSB, yeah, 1.82 million. So that's really good. This is the only one that's going to have liquidity at this point, and might be something to even trade pre-market. This is the only one you can consider trading pre-market. The others, however, you can't trade this. Look at the price action on that. Right? You can tell with the gaps in between, illiquid basically, right? So let's have a look. No worries, mate. So that's what I'm watching. There's three gappers, hoping JD and BEKE is going to pick up some volume so we can trade it pre-market. At this point, PDSB, keep an eye on that. If it starts to take out the 7, then we could definitely look into maybe considering trading that, because that's the one that is the most, I would say, active when it comes to gappers. So there we are. What's up, Mana? What's going on, bro? How's it going? Good seeing you, buddy. I feel like I want to short this 680s under 670s. I feel like, but the problem is, just don't want to go against the earnings. But how was the earnings though? Not much really. There's not much going on the earnings. It hasn't beaten it. So I might look into shorting this, to be honest. Let's go, babies. Yes, buddy. Finally, the ugly face is shown on the camera. But anyways, listen. Yeah, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Everybody was away this last 2-3 months, but I'm back, baby. Let's go. Uh, so yeah, everybody seems to be all right. They're doing well. I mean, Zell is doing okay. Oasis, getting obviously getting there. I think he's getting much more, giving more time to trading, especially when it comes to tape reading and all. So he's doing well. I believe everybody's doing well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Could be better, but I never complain. PDSB is interesting. Interesting. I want to keep this on the other chart as well. See if I can get something out of this. Let's go, baby. PDSB. Just not enough though. I mean, if it does drop, if the PDSB drops down to 650s around this area here, we might see some sort of a dip buy coming in, guys. Or maybe even lower, I think. That's what I think. SPY is doing not too bad. SPY is doing not too bad. Yeah, we're gonna go through the watch list in a minute. Just looking at the gapper, the most active gapper at the point. PDSB. And BEKE is also looking like it wants to go. Again, the volume, isn't it? This one is picking up a little bit of a volume, guys, JD. So this might start to pick up more volume. So consider looking at this as well, keeping this on the watch, JD. Yeah, it looks interesting. Plus, it's a higher price stock, so you've got a yeah, there it goes. It's trying to drift down. This is what I was thinking about PDSB. If it was an earnings gap, I would have been like shorting this right when I called it. But let's see what happens. If it dips down to 650s, see what it does around this area, because we've got a huge volume, not necessarily huge volume area, but a nice level to that bounced from this area, and it actually broke out from and with good force. So it actually broke 640, 650 and went all the way to 780s, which is a very good move. So if it does pop down towards that area, I want to see what it does. Okay, so that's PDSB. What I want to go through is SPY. Let's talk about SPY again, as I'm gonna keep on saying this for the last week or so. I've been saying we are in a reversal on SPY. Momentum kind of shifted towards the upside. We did have a big massive reversal pattern, and we just continued to climb higher. We did have a few days of just a little bit of a retracement, a little bit more than I would have guessed, but nevertheless, it reclaimed very quickly and then just climbed up and taking out the most crucial area recently, which is 390, and staying above that, which is what we want for SPY to keep climbing up. Now, I believe we're still in that momentum to the upside, and this hopefully is gonna bring in the 400 break very, very quickly. This week, actually, to be honest, hopefully sooner than later this week, it's going to start to break that 400. But 400 is a big level. We're going to keep an eye on that. If it starts to attack it, and if it brings in a lot of volume, it might break it and keep it behind. But if it doesn't do that, 400 also is a good level to watch for some fade-offs. Bigger pullback to the downside, but that's only temporary day trading opportunities, right? Awesome. So what we're gonna do is today these are the levels I'm watching. So these are the levels, as you can clearly see, very psychological numbers. There will be a lot of orders sitting there, 398.50s, and yesterday's close. So quite simply, very simple level. 398 is a very also psychological level. So as you can see, we haven't gotten to 398, but it seems like it wants to do that. This was another level as well that it actually, as you can see, went there and just traded off of it, rejected towards the VWAP. VWAP level was much stronger, and then it bounced and took out this level. Now, this level also could act as a support. If it holds this and then starts climbing, it can attack that 398. So that's just going into really micro perspective on this, but we should not be looking at that that way. Slightly bigger picture idea would be nicer. So daily, yeah, as we mentioned, we might have more days coming that's gonna start to take out the highs, previous highs, which means strength coming into the market, hopefully 400 breaks. But today is not gapping up, it's attempting to fill the gap, which is quite normal. If it does fill the gap towards 398, I see myself sort of leaning a little bit towards the short side, but that's for only day trading. I'm not expecting too much, just a little bit of a move, maybe a rejection from those levels, these levels. If it doesn't, then it's going to look very strong. Say, for example, if we were to break that 398.50 without any issues, then attempting to break that 399 would be there as well. Chances of it actually breaking that will be high as well. So we will see what happens, what it does around there. So I'm not going to have a very strong bias towards SPY. If it gives me opportunity, I'll take either side, but I would rather take it slightly to the long side when it comes to bigger picture. So that's SPY. NEO was actually gapping up for the last 2-3 days. It's been gapping up and then just carrying on. You see this here, Friday gaps up and then just dips down a little bit and then takes out the high of day and then carries on, doesn't look back. The next day, earnings gap up. This is also one of these earnings plays, guys. Second day, earnings gaps up and holds this gap, and next day is the day that it actually moves. And today is gapping up as well. So third day continuation could come in, but I want to make sure that it actually stays at least over 1180s, just staying over the VWAP basically. So NEO is there for a reason. We've got also we have some sort of a bigger pullback or a bigger bounce due on these stocks, especially with the latest Chinese easing off, Chinese government news easing off on COVID restrictions on businesses. So that's helping a lot of these Chinese names. If you look at Baba, you're going to see similar scenario. Look at that. Yeah. So if you look at, for example, LI, I believe is Chinese as well. I might be wrong on that. Even JD is a Chinese one, right? So yeah. So that's why I'm keeping it, just in case if we do get the opportunity on those. Veil, why did I keep it? Veil basically is got a really good daily. That's why I'm keeping it, and it seems like it's actually churning, and we might be seeing a reversal of some sort coming into it. Yesterday, which is Friday, 63 million, could have been much better. If this volume on Friday was much higher than the previous volumes, then I'll be like all over this for the second day continuation, because the volume wasn't as good, but it's definitely better than before. So let me just zoom in this. So as you can see, much better than the recent averages, except for this. That kind of gives me confidence in basically trying to sort of trade this in the for the longs. But I want to see what it does. If it brings some volume, I might join in for a trend to the upside. We'll see what happens if it gives me a good setup. So slightly long biased on it. But if it starts to drift down, we have quite a bit of room. If this breakout was a fake breakout, which it doesn't seem like, I think we have quite a bit of room. So this will probably give us some decent opportunities, even to the short side. GFI, I have been keeping this just to be able to trade this short, because every day I've been looking at it and it just doesn't give me opportunity. Why? It's just the volume. Volume was lacking on it when I was going to trade it. So if it's going to provide the same sort of volume today, I'm not going to even touch it. I'm just going to keep it on the side. If volume picks up and it starts to show weakness, it's already gapping down, which is kind of shame, because I was really hoping it stays close to the close of Friday, and then we start seeing this drift off. This way, if I were to trade anywhere here, my risk to reward is getting a bit diminished here. So I'm just gonna, it's not my A plus setup. It's just on the side basically, maybe C. So I'm gonna keep that just in case if the volume picks up, and it starts to pick up, and if it starts to like bounce quite high, actually the higher the better, especially 1135s, 1130s, then I might look into possibly shorting. But I have to remember also this one is quite strong. It's not one of those that you can call it extended and then fade. No, it's quite strong. Every time it actually made some move, it held this on. So that's why we need to be very careful. So mostly GFI short biased. PDD also bit short biased. It was basically a fake breakout on Friday, gaps up and just chops around and then finally gives in and then just continues to go down. Beautiful, beautiful setups here. And off it goes all the way. Basically from highs of 68, 60s all the way to 64, 60, 65s is the close, almost close. So very weak that day. So I'm thinking today might be a follow up to that, another second day of weakness coming into this. Now today's gapping up. So we're looking at from 65.10s all the way to 67, $2, just over $2 gap. Which is quite a bit. This is the only thing that's worrying me is that it's gapping up and it's not here. It's not trading around the close. So that's the only thing that worries me. I might keep it in the list, but at the moment, I don't think we're going to be trading this at the open because it needs to do quite a few things for me to even consider. So ARRY, just been trading this now. I have a swing on it, but I just don't want to update it every day, but I have a swing on it. Now I'm going to be extremely careful. Why do I say that? It's because usually when you get these breakouts of the levels, which was the Thursday's breakout, right? It held very close to the breakout area, but the next day, Friday, broke out very strongly, really good areas to take partials, very good parabolic moves, but drifted up quite a lot more than I actually anticipated. But it did reclaim the VWAP and everything, but this move is kind of sort of not really being very solid. It just doesn't give us that vibe that it wants to really, really continue. So I'm going to be very careful with that swing that I have, but you know, that trade is already done. There's not much left on it. Anyways, a very successful trade. I've kept it for a few days, which is perfect. So we can even remove this, but I think there might actually be shorting opportunities on this one. The way the pressure is coming from that 21 area. So for that, however, we will need it to pop a little bit. If it does pop towards 21s, I think we might see some sort of a fade off coming into it. So ARRY, that's why I kept it. COMP. COMP gapping, not gapping, but a strong day because of earnings on Friday. Very strong, and it drifted up, which is pretty normal. This, I believe, is pretty normal because from this move we were kind of expecting a bit of a pullback, which it did. if you do Fibonacci retracement from here, it's barely 23.8, right? The first pullback level. So I don't think that's something to worry about. If today somehow we get that 350 break, 360 break, and it stays above that, there might be some potential for the longs on this one as well. That's why I kept it COMP. But we just got to be worried about the volume, because normal volume for COMP is about 5 million, 3.5, 4 million average volume. But it needs to at least just stay close to 20 million volume today, hopefully. So that's COMP, ROKU. Okay, ROKU, I like the daily. There might be some continuation to this. Very strong. This is probably the best, the strongest stock I've seen when it comes to its intraday move. As you can see quite clearly, it just carries on breaking the highs, pulls back, breaking the highs. This is what I call very stable trend, because even if it pulls back, yes, there is a bigger pullback, but it doesn't pull back. It actually takes its time and then it breaks out. It actually pulls back, takes its time, breaks out, right? So we've got a really good, strong daily as well as intraday on our Roku. Now, I am long biased on it for sure. I'll be looking for longs on it, especially over 61s, 6130s. But if we start to see weakness, let's say, for example, if it starts to like for the first half an hour or so, if it starts to be under that VWAP and especially trading under 60s, we might be considering bigger pullback, because after this move, there was no pullback at all. So, but I'm hoping this is going to continue on doing a little bit of a pullback towards 60s and then carries on, takes out the highs. That's what I'm thinking on that. So quite a bit of mixture, mixed 50-50 kind of sort of biases. Some are short, but mostly long biases. Why? Because if the environment is changing a little bit to the long side, then we've got to switch our biases a little bit, right? We got to switch as soon as possible. Not being stubborn on it or anything. As you can see, my watch list is very, very mixed. But you can clearly, tell the difference. Usually I'm more 90% short bias, right? If markets are basically not doing much, I'm always shorting opportunity, looking for shorting opportunity. But today I feel like I've got 50-50 long shorts balance. So that goes to tell me something that maybe market shift is coming. So hopefully that's the case. Apps. I didn't mention this. I traded this on this first day as well. This is a typical, very, very typical of that earnings play. By the way, Oasis, I might actually put this setup on earnings. We've got two setups on it to cover. Two of them actually worked out absolutely beautifully on this, on ARRY, on some of the other stocks that I'll show you. So this was earnings play purely, and it just worked out beautifully. Two of these days were now. I mean, if you had that first day, if you had taken that first day, then you would still be in that second day if you had managed it according to the system or strategy. Now, APPS, now I'll be a bit careful because it's done quite a bit of move from our 10s all the way to 19s. That's 100% move almost, right? We're talking 10s all the way to 19s. 90% move. So we got to be careful. There's going to be a bigger pullback coming in. So that's why if you were long on it, you're going to be unloading, especially on the Friday right here somewhere. You've got to be unloading big time on this. And MGNI is very similar to that as well. Have a look at the daily. This is why I say those strategies, those patterns are very, very similar. You can take advantage of those. Look at that. Exactly the same, almost. Gaps up because of earning, holds this gap, carries on first day, and then continues to show strength. How do you know the first day is strong? Well, it ended up closing very strong with huge volume. That's as far as I will go when teaching you. Second day, just basically exactly the same as the APPS, showed really, really decent strength, and they just never looked back. So those two would have been beautiful, beautiful trades. MGNI and AAPPS, I'm keeping an eye on just in case if we do get a little bit of a drift off, so that I can short them today. I've been longing them recently, but today I would like to short them or next few days, unless it does a bigger pullback. So that's MGNI. DOCS. DOCS. DOCS is very similar to MGNI, but the first day, guys. Just remember, this is the first day. Look, we've got our earnings. Gaps up post market on Friday. Carries this gap on. Sorry, I'm wrong. Today is the second day of earnings, right? So Thursday post market gaps up. Right, post market does a really decent move up because of earnings, and then Friday it actually holds its gains from post market and continues to stay up and carries on doing a nice little uptrend. And look at the strength on the close, 35 close, huge. Now today also possibility that we might see some sort of a choppiness around this 35 area between 35 and 34. But if it curls up and takes out the 35, even before that, we could start to look into maybe starting longs. So definitely long biased on it, unless it starts to actually completely reject from 35s or even 35.50s, yesterday's highs, Friday's highs. So looks very good. DOCS, a huge volume came in, so there's a momentum, guys. Momentum hasn't really sort of died down on it. You can clearly see why. Why do I say that? If you look at the daily level, daily volume, look at the rise in the volume. Okay, let's forget about the daily for a minute. Let's talk about the intraday. Intraday, you've got huge volume in the initial moves, but also the volume, rising volume in the power hour as well. That's kind of telling you there's still confidence in the stock for more momentum coming in, especially over the weekends. And it hasn't really gapped down much. So if it's, as long as it's staying around that 35 close area, I'm good with that, right? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat, guys. I'll cover that in a minute. Whatever you guys talking about on the chat, I'll cover that. I'll give my response to that in a minute. But that's pretty much the main watches. The one that our gappers have is JD. Still, volume isn't good. Again, I mentioned that earlier, what I was thinking about it. BEKE is definitely stronger, I think. It's just attacking the highs, but again, volume problem. But let's see what our PDSP. This is exactly what I meant by PDSP, guys. As I told you, I want to short this thing. I feel like shorting it, but why didn't I short it? It had enough volume for me to do anything. Trade was there. Why? Because it's an earnings gap. The catalyst is too strong for just randomly shorting things just because price action is telling you to. Usually what happens is it just goes around, takes in the orders, hunts the liquidity, and then just carries on. This also, wish it was a little bit bigger gapper, but still, guys, from 560s all the way to 680s at this point is a big cap for a $6 stock. So now, as I mentioned, 7, keep an eye on that 7 area, even this 710s in between that. If it starts to hold above that, then this thing is strong. This might run. Even the opportunity might be here, guys, right here. If it starts to break that 7. In fact, I might start on the break of 7, guys. So that's why I think on PDSB, that's the only one that looks good, but not great. Why do I say not great? Because we've got a huge move up and then we've got a bigger pullback. Usually it should be more stable than this, but I see something happening here. Volume is slightly picking up, as you can see. So I might look into starting early. And that is pretty much it for the watch list, guys. We're also watching, earnings based stocks, and also I don't think we have anything else that's gapping up. If you see anything else gapping up, guys, with some volume, decent volume, please let me know. Okay, just give me a second. I need to load up my stuff. All right, where's my bad boys? Okay. All right, so what are we getting on? Gap on the SPY is interesting. Yeah, for sure. Gap on the SPY. Well, gap is we did cover SPY, so yeah, it's gapping down a little bit now. Yeah, it's gapping down. So basically, attempting to fill the gap might be there for sure. But I've got my levels there, so as you can see, you can copy the levels and see what it does during the day around those levels if you want. That's why I see this one needs to be extended, but those are my levels. The darker the color, the heavier the level is. Just very simple for me. Keeps it nice and simple. TBLT. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. TBLT, looking good, yeah. Oh, looking good, 256. Volume is what? TBLT. Yeah, this is not bad actually. So right now, before it was a little bit early, but in fact, this is the right timing for it. This is the right timing. You need that volume to picking up. Yeah, looking good, so for sure. Keep an eye on that for sure. Hold on, guys. I still haven't. I don't. 255. What's the volume like? Okay. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Zell mentioned this one is picking up. Is this earnings based? Yeah. So this is looking decent. Yeah, for sure. I am actually looking into that. Yeah, volume, you want this to be picked up and you don't want it to be like washing, obviously. If it can stay over 250, even 245, it will look good. Volume starts to pick up, it's gonna look good. It's gonna start to take out that 265, which is gonna make it run. So interesting, very interesting. Yep, looks good. There we go. Let's go. Just don't like the wicks coming in, but there's huge volume coming in, so that's good. Very, very nice. I just needed to stay above 255 now, 250s, 255s. I don't want it to go down to 245. So you might want to like raise the bar up. So earlier I was looking for 245. It can stay over that, but now it needs to, looking good, guys, looking good. Ooh, look at the bids. Look at the bids. 270 bids, guys. 27. What was that? What was that? This is interesting. And if you're in it, it's looking good. Are we running? Yes, we are. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Zell, did you catch it, buddy? Zell, did you catch TBLT? Yes, sir. Dude, all those orders haven't gotten filled. I don't think. Look, it's bringing in. Okay, there you go. You 273, 94K. You see that? 94. It's getting filled. Right, there you go. It's not gonna go. That guy, I told you, that guy hasn't filled those orders. They haven't. So they're gonna start raising the price, what they want. Look, 275 now. He's back with 276, 275. Look at that. But now it could be still a game, but it's getting filled. You see that? It's not lifting. It's not a fake order. It's getting filled. Right? So he just wants to make sure that he gets all the fills on his order. And then even if it doesn't, if it starts to run, he's going to raise the price up. So he started from, wow, this is amazing. Still getting filled. 538 left, 53, 47 left, 46, 45, getting filled a lot. You see the red, all of them are that guy's order. 430, 407. But you have to also look at 276. What 276 doing? Nothing. It's not doing anything. You see the hidden. So it was observing. The hidden seller is observing. And there it goes. Bigger rejection. Bigger rejection was due on it anyways. But yeah, nevertheless, very, very good. So you saw two things here. One is somebody trying to chase the stock, okay, and the other one just observing everything that the guy was bringing in, right? So to be honest, I go with what the guy was doing at the top, that he was taking in the orders, but he wasn't showing his hand. The other guy was showing his hand. So who would you think is going to win? Chances are the guy that's holding his hand. But if somebody's going to show the hand like that, don't think that he only has those hands, right? And there is possibly a chance that he's got multiple hands, that even if it does start to drop, he's going to start to pick it up. Or it could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong, but usually that's the case. If somebody's ballsy enough to show the hands, then there's got to be something behind it. So yeah, interesting, very interesting. What? 277 to see if it holds. Dude, you didn't take it from here? 250 break, you didn't take it? I'm not gonna say where I took it, but I was mentioning earlier, but you were not here probably. But anyways, yeah, still very decent. Yeah, I mean, if the buyer stops by, because he was the only one that was trying to push the stock a little bit, right? But he was not very aggressive. If he was aggressive, he would have driven the market up, because he could have just done instead of passive orders, he would have done a aggressive order, which is basically hit the market, right? So definitely, yeah, he just wants to make sure that it's controlled and step by step. So he's taken some around 260s, 265, 270s, around this area he took quite a bit. So definitely something that he wants it to stay up. They wanted to stay up. Sorry, I keep on saying he. I sound a bit sexist, don't I? Look at this. Look at this. Getting filled, getting filled, getting filled, getting filled. That hidden seller is just filling the hell out of that. So there's a big, massive fight between those two. There's a big, massive fight. This guy keeps on bringing the bids back. NASDAQ. Could be the same sort of, if it's not one person, same institution, I believe. But that I'm a little bit worried about the hidden seller. That's the thing. If it lifts, is there anything else that's going to hold it? Probably not. So anybody long from these areas, you've got to be very, very patient with it, unless it starts to actually, if it starts to flush down under VWAP. Yeah, there's a fight. Yeah, I think there's just one-on-one fight, I think. Oh, there it goes. Somebody else starting to show the hands. There it goes. Is it being held on the drop? Is it being held? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's getting dip bought. And those guys are 271s. They are trying to show the hands as well on the ask. Pretty interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. This is why I love trading. It's just numbers, games. Lots of games. Who's gonna win? Yeah. Remember what I told you about that hidden seller. You know, if I was to choose hidden seller. But again, from this move, pullback to the VWAP was completely normal, I would say. But I'm just worried about that hidden seller, because it's bringing it down now. And the buyer, the big buyer, was basically raising the price, yes, but it wasn't actually doing anything. It actually could not take the high out. But when the seller is driving the price down, there seems to be a bit more momentum to the downside. So it's still kind of like a big fight going on, especially with the VWAP holding. Very interesting. But I believe it's quite strong. It might take out the highs. The sooner the better, basically, if you're in it. And if it does, then that hidden seller is not going to find any. Hopefully he doesn't find any sort of resistance to take anymore. We'll see. Very interesting. There it goes. 271. Okay, watch the tape, guys. Now this is crucial. 273 building up. 270 building up. But it's gonna hold. It's holding. 273 is holding. Okay, it's attacking it. 272s now. Okay, 272s building. All right, so they are actually pushing it down, guys. This could be a bit difficult for longs to bids to fight the offers. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, guys. It's still attacking that 273. It wants to take it out. It really wants to take it out. Look, the 273 is getting attacked. It's getting thinner and thinner now. Not much left now. Let's see if there is hidden. Seems like there is a little bit, but it's going to get taken out. It's building up though again. It's built up. Look, it's built up more. Built up more. So more and more sellers are coming in at 273s, but it's attacking it. It's going to take it out. It seems like it wants to take it out. We've got 272s building up. Big fight going. There you go. 270. Briefly, we saw 274. Yep. And we're going to keep seeing that more often because the sellers will push it to 274s now. There it goes. Okay, looking decent. Yes, sir. Dude, looking decent right now. Looking decent, broskies. Looking decent. Actually, there's huge. At this point, you know, we're talking about, let's say, 260s. Let me just show you something. Let's say around this area, we've got our buyers pushing it up. We've got our this area, our sellers pushing it down. So hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Just put this a little bit of a darkness. Okay, so this is the deal right now. What we're seeing is a fight in between the buyers and the sellers. So as it goes up to the sellers area, they're trying to push it, and as it goes down to the buyers area, they're trying to pick it up. So I still believe that buyers, because of the overall catalyst, if it's an earnings catalyst gap up, might have more how do I say, edge, or they might be winning it, or at least they have the tools to win it. But never say never, right? And we've got huge. I mean, you can imagine on the VWAP, around the VWAP, there will be huge level of liquidity. So they're going to try to push it down towards that liquidity, get as much as orders filled in, and then it does whatever it wants to do. So that it could be that where this right there, right at the top, that hidden seller usually is the market maker. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. Also, PDSB. Remember, PDSB is also gearing up for some sort of a move. So seven break again. As I mentioned earlier, PDSB. Watch out for that 7 break. But we need that volume to come in on that. ENSC looks like it's going. Yep, it's taken out that the VWAP. This one looks like a weakness now, complete weakness. It gave up. You see that fight over VWAP is completely given up now. So yeah. Nevertheless, this was a great trade. If you had taken it from around here when we were mentioning it, you should have been out by what it was doing anyways here. And even if you had a little bit left, you could have just taken everything out now. Even you will still be far, far green on the single trade. So really, really nice. It turned out to be a really nice trade. Now you don't have to really sort of fight it. If anything, I think this might come into a more of a overcrowded price, overcrowded stock, because we've got not really, not yet. It's not overcrowded. It's 2 point something million, so it's fine. You too, Mano. Best of luck, buddy. Pop in if you're free. It's good to have you back, buddy. Hope you've been well. Yeah, I think this was, I will definitely do that because we recorded this on the stream. What I will do is I will just download the recording, and I'll add more explanation of what I saw and what more visual basically. So I'll definitely, something like this will definitely be very educational. The thing is, as it was moving fast, it's kind of very difficult to explain everything. But if we can just slow it down, then definitely we should be able to get something really decent out of it when it comes to education. So yeah, definitely we'll do that. Just write it down, guys. Got it. Yeah, I know. This is looking like a short now. So a huge numbers got taken out around 267, 266 right here. Right there when it took out the lows, huge numbers got taken out. And now there's not much of a support when it comes to, unless I see 250s. Yeah. But this was very decent setup. It might still, don't get me wrong, it might still just pop towards, drop towards 250 and starts to reclaim. And now we need to watch this trend line, right? If it starts to break that trend line, we might see another opportunity for longs. But we need to give it time. Definitely. Oh, G-Sun, is he? G-Sun, oh. So what do you want this? 18 million shares. Just a little. Just the volume is very low though. Volume is gonna pick up if he's starting to trade it. Then obviously his followers and everything is gonna start to trade it. So it's gonna pick up the volume. Yes. That's the good thing about having thousands of followers. You already have an edge, man. So I bet he's trading long now. I mean, VWAP is holding. Let me have a look. This might be actually good. Yeah, not always though, right? As far as I know, not always. Yeah, I mean, this is his typical trade, guys. I mean, if it takes that 8 out, he's going to start to add and start to, as it pops, it's going to take some off, and then he just rinse and repeat, like recycles it. But if it starts to break that 8, it might not be a bad trade, guys, to be honest. It might still not be a bad trade. I'm watching this for sure. The volume has it could be better than this. Definitely it could be better, but it's only picked up recently. Okay, we are watching also. Very interesting. TBLT is looking like a really decent short right now, actually. TBLT. I'm gonna take this, guys. Yeah, so that's definitely looking like a nice short TBLT. I'm in, I believe 258s, but I'll be very quick on the exits though. 258s around that area. So yeah, I needed to break the lows very quickly. If it doesn't, then I'll be out very, very small. Because I don't wanna at the end of the day, it's gapping up because of, I believe, earnings. And if I just don't want to go against that, I usually don't. I try to avoid that, but sometimes you just can't help yourself. So I am 258. So let's see if it starts to take out that 263, 264s. If it takes it out, then I'll probably come out, but it needs to close above that though. Very interesting. Yeah, GSUN is looking very, very weak. I mean, I might leave it alone later. I might come back to it later. So TBLT is popping again, so that might not be good. Yeah, that's let's call it a let's call it a small loser on that. Let's call it a small loser on that. Let's not go against. So TBLT, yeah, I tried a little bit, guys, just a little bit, yeah. It's worth it sometimes because you get really good risk to reward. But if you lose, obviously it's a very tiny loser. Pretty much, we're talking few cents loser. It was worth it at that point, so that's fine. I might revisit shorts if it's available later, but right now, yeah, it does definitely look kind of like it wants to hold up. So I'm waiting for that VWAP reclaim, and if it starts to reclaim the VWAP and stays over it, I will give it another shot for the longs. Earlier I took longs on the break of 250, and then yeah, it was a really good trade, but I might take another one quite soon on this one. TBLT. Just like at this point, it's just exactly at the VWAP, so it's kind of difficult to sell. I'm not taking that long here, but it looks. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, bro. If that VWAP wasn't there, probably would have. See, the thing is, VWAP is not there to reject things. Just remember, the VWAP is not a rejection. Yes, sometimes it is, but it's a liquidity area, so it's bound to attract price. So it's gonna pull the price with it, and it's gonna sort of grind the price around that area, so everything is gone, and then the price moves where there's void, whereby orders void, as in, you know. So if the void of orders are in to the top, then it's going to start to sort of bounce towards the highs. But if we get staircase of orders around at the offers, then obviously that's not going to go anywhere. It's going to start to shift down. So, okay, we are getting not at the... There is huge pressure to the downside as well, but also, you know, it's being held, TBLT. And also GSUN, it's just gone. It's gone. TBLT. Looks kind of strong. It's taking out the 263s, 264s. It's trying to attempt to take it out. There's some numbers there, definitely. 264 gets taken out, then I think that might huge numbers, as you can see on the 264s. If that goes, then we might have some runner here. So we have to be quick if we're going to take anything. Still VWAP though. Hold on. I might actually start early if it takes out this 264. I might start early. Yeah, that 265 maybe. Dude, PDSB hasn't done anything. I'm just waiting for it to pop over 7s, but the volume is just dying down. It's just but more interesting is TBLT for sure. 260. 263s, some numbers there, 263s. Getting taken out, I would say. Not as strongly as I was expecting it to take out, but interesting. As soon as that force comes in to take out that 264s, 65s, I will start, and then I'll add over 265s, 270s. Just a bit too close to the open, by the way. Remember, it's very close to the open. If anything, it might just be a scalp. And keep an eye on PDSB as well. If it starts popping over 7s, that has a chance to run. I'm talking about PDSB. Right, this one here, guys. And we still have that area that we can rely on. So PDSB. Yeah, just before 7 there will be some obviously resistance, but if it takes it out, then yeah, it seems like a decent one. Oh, TBLT. TBLT is giving back at the VWAP. It's not able to. It's not able to. So those sellers held, guys. So this might be a fade off. Might just be a fade off. I don't see anything else. Yep, that's probably it. I'll revisit this later for some long opportunities if it does give us. But this is why we want to wait. Around the VWAP area is usually the overload of the orders. So then we have PDSB, right? PDSB. As I said on TBLT, guys, I'm still looking at it. I'm not giving up. Now, I will give up on the longs if it takes, let's say, 255 or even 250s. Okay, it's getting interesting now. Ooh, I'm a bit worried about 5 minutes on the TBLT as well. It looks weak, man. Looks weak on 5 minutes. Really looks weak. It's too close to the, for me to short. This is very, very close to open, guys. But this is short here, guys. I think you know, you can say that I should have stayed with my short, but it was supposed to be a very quick one at that point, and it didn't do anything. That's why I exited. But I feel like it's too close to the open to do anything. So I'm just gonna leave it unless it starts to take the levels to the upside. Yeah, you know, just like me and you, everybody is a bit careful about the volume open drive. By the way, PDSB is trying to sort of take that high out. PDSB is actually attacking the 694s, 692s. Somehow it's there was a huge 694s are getting taken, so that's a good one. By the way, keep an eye on PDSB, guys. That might be something. 696 has some numbers if that gets taken out. Both of these are looking good, guys. Even right after the open, there might be some opportunities on these. TBLT and PDSB. So I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna do some orders, guys, on this bad boy. GSUN is already gone. Yeah, we've got 8 minutes to go, and dude, I mean, I've been noticing a lot, like my setups are occurring just right before the open, which is not good. It's just the volume, as always has said. Look at this volume, you know. Now, just remember, you know, this pullback, and look at this volume, right? So overall, if you look at the bigger picture, this could still be a pullback. But I'm just worried about this move initiating the first directional move. There it goes. Okay, there's some reds coming in. A lot of bids are getting taken out. So the force is to the downside. Good action for Monday. It's been okay. This was looking like, at that point where I was mentioning 250 break, was looking very decent. But that, again, remember that hidden seller here? That actually determined the price where it stops. At least for now. .56. Yeah, actually, that's quite a valid point there. Definitely a valid entry. But just be careful that if it does break that 56, 55s, it might flush down. So if you are actually market order, you might get a lot of slippage. So better use stop limit order. so that you limit your entry and the spread that you're gonna get caught in. PDSB, guys, is looking good. TBLT, yeah, they don't. TBLT they don't have. But PDSB they have, I believe, and the rest of the other gappers. So PDSB is something that you could pay attention to, and it's building up. TBLT is not going anywhere. Surprisingly, it hasn't really drifted down under 255s. Dude, my eyes are killing me. Okay, let's have a look at TBLT, 263, some numbers there, yes. And is it gonna get taken out? Something's holding it up, there's more coming in. Right? Okay. Okay. Alright, it's looking good, guys. $264s. If that 264 number lifts, guys, I think this might go for a run. So I'm waiting on that to actually at least get taken out somewhat. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Good enough? All right, we're in. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Even though it's close to the open, I'm gonna be very careful. Yes, but yeah, that's just this is what I was afraid of. Like a little bit of a flush down coming in, just too close to the open. Very risky. As long as it's holding that over 260s, it's fine. Just obviously there's a lot of fight going on here, so 27s. Yeah, hopefully. Well, it seems like there will be. AMD, by the way, guys, very strong. Yeah, AMD is quite strong. Okay, here we go. TBLT. It's time for you to run, bro. Come on, let's go. 271 breaks. 271. Take that out. But you gotta take 27s out and never look back. All right, it's getting taken out. Go. Get 10 out. Dude, very close to the open. 271. Still not able to take it out. And they are actually pulling it down. 270s. But yeah, 270s. You see the volume rising, guys? You see the volume rising? That's a good sign for us. See you, Zell. See you. Best of luck, buddy. Here we go. 270s. 271s are getting hit now. Okay, this is the moment of truth. There it goes. 272s. Take him out, bro. 272s. Okay, we have not much of a resistance, but it's getting sold into. There's the volume that came in. That's it. That's it. All right. Here we go. Okay. It has to be very quick scalp, guys. If you were trading this, you've got to, if you were trading here, which I was, you have to take some out at that spike, because that spike will come in and then lower spikes as well. So you can always add to it if it starts to hold strong. But at this point, as it opens for the open drive, you can't risk holding that trade. So yeah, just a little smaller trade on that open drive. Wow, NIO is going for it, guys. NIO is going. And AMD just dropped. JD is picking up. The gapper JD. NIO, obviously NIO and JD, very similar sectors. So they are going to be very similar. Look, PDSP is going down. It hasn't taken that 7, so we're good there. But if it does come back now, PDSP, to take that 7s, then it might be even better. This one I'm talking about. So I've got my orders actually just over 7s on this one. I'll see what it does around that area. All right, TBLT is looking not too shabby, not too shabby. But look, still, oh yeah, there you go. You see, that's still at that 5-minute mark, isn't it? We still have that 5-minute mark, so it's struggling. It is fighting that high of day, high of pre-market. Okay, so SPY is looking strong. It's bounced off. And could this be the initial move on SPY for the gap fill? I believe it might be. And I'm just concentrating on TBLT. Now that it's calmed down a little bit, I can relax on that one. And maybe even start to look into 275 break would be a nice add, but does it have strength to take that? At the highs, we definitely have some resistance. But again, it's one of those things where if it starts to break the highs, then it's gonna run. There we go. Come on, buddy. Come on. If this TBLT works out, guys, I might actually be. That's all I need, I think. But I need to take that high out. Oh, it's building. It's building. Come on, build up. 277s. Yes, 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 yes. Let's go. NIO is flushing down. NIO is washing down. NIO, everything else is pretty much washing down. So SPY is going to get rejected, but we're not worried about that too much because we're concentrating on TBLT, which is completely doing its own thing. Obviously, we don't want SPY to be completely washing off. There it goes. That TBLT is actually showing weakness now. So it's holding that 264. So NEO. I'm also going to keep an eye on NEO, guys. Yeah. I think this might be a crowded trade now, TBLT. That might be a crowded trade. We've got 5.6 million on it, so we can always revisit it if it does start to move. For now, we'll just leave it alone. And then let's have a look at our other gap as JD just drifting down. GFI is moving somehow. TBLT is looking like a short now. And what else was I looking at? NEO. Okay, let's have a look at NEO. NEO looks interesting for possible shorting opportunities, so I'm gonna look into that. We want to make sure that we don't really do it earlier. I don't want to be chasing the stock, but it looks decent, to be honest. And this is what I was afraid of. Okay. Yeah. There it goes with NEO. Yeah, it's just sometimes you know that you're gonna miss it, but you still like you can't do anything about it because it still is gonna be chase trade. So yeah, I missed on that. No worries, but it's not. It was extended anyways. That's why I was waiting for it. But now SPY is bouncing, so that might actually pull the stocks that are going down with it. But looking at AMD as well, look at this thing go. Look at this thing go. Beautiful. Okay. Now, AMD looks interesting as well. AMD is not too bad. PDSB is just going down. I think PDSB might be drifting down now. PDSB did not take out that high, and now we might be looking into possibly a fade off for the day. So PDSB, I might look into short it. Okay, PDSB is looking good. All right. So yeah, definitely PDSB gave up. This whole consolidation happened, and it just wasn't strong enough to take out the level that we were watching, which is 7. Just gave up from there onwards, and now it's trading way under it and way under levels that we're watching. So definitely sign of weakness. I'm just worried about this level here, but it might not be valid. As you can see, it just actually popped from that level. This level was created way before. So nevertheless, a little bit of a bounce, but you can see that there the level is respected, at least somewhat. So looking into shorting PDSB, I might start early here. And then if it does pop towards the VWAP, as long as VWAP is holding, I might re-add. But I'm 649 is the average. Okay, we've got some. This is the level that I'm worried about right now. It needs to take that out. Plus we got 650 though. Yeah, see it's bouncing from that level here. Okay, we're still looking good on that. Okay, looking good. All right. NIO is looking good as well. Okay. There goes AMD as well. AMD, as I mentioned earlier as well, AMD looked nice. But I'm sure PDSB is just not taking that level out. I would really like it to be taking that out quickly, if it can. So we've got a wash coming on SPY, so that might help shorts, especially if you're thinking of taking NIO. NIO is looking good. Neo, my average is about 1135, guys, on Neo short. 1135. Just worried about this one here. Okay, here we go. Rejection might be coming in here. Did I mention Neo? I think I did. Average of 1135. So I started on this one, and then later on this one added quite a few here, here. So yeah, and then stop is going to be break of 1146, even 50s. Yeah. PDSB. Just playing around. For a Monday, I have taken quite a bit of trades today. It's probably because of the cushion that I had on on TBLT earlier on. Maybe I need to just tone it down a little bit. Come on, YB, tone it down. All right. After these two trays, I'm probably gonna not take anything unless it's very juicy. So PDSB is coming up. That this level on PDSB does not want to get taken out, man. You see this level here? Usually with this kind of a force, it usually gets taken out, but it's just holding, holding. But the good thing is our bounce is also not going far. 660 break, you could call it a day on this one, but I can still hold this until the VWAP. So it's just also earnings gap as well. Don't like it. $0.04 spread as well. Good. Neo's looking good. Come on, Neo. Now PDSP, I just don't. I gotta be patient with it, yes, but it just cannot be breaking 660, 665s. Although I could hold off until VWAP as well, but that also means that. Neo is somehow bouncing and it didn't carry on, which is worrying because by this time it should have gone with the momentum. So momentum has slowed down to the downside, might be shifting. So gotta be careful on that. GFI is looking good for long as well. 11-12 right now even. GFI. I'm just promising myself not to take a lot of trades, but one cannot help himself. By the way, you guys can hear me? Can you confirm everything's all right? Stream is okay? Is it healthy? That's the question. Is it healthy? It is intense, bro. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. We've got NEO, we've got PDSP, I'm about to almost take CFI. Not sure about longs on this one because it's overextended on daily, but it's a strong stock. Quite a lot of things going on. 11, maybe 11.15s on GFI. It has that look though. It wants to run. It has that look. It's building the volume up. I might actually start this, guys. Just cannot stop myself. GFI starting, guys. All right, 11, let's have a look. 11.13s GFI. PDSP is already gone, so you can, I mean, it depends. You can wait up for the view up. I think this is going to take it out, so better exit was on the break of this 660. There it goes, you see. It's just building up that volume. This might be one of those that curls up. If you could hold off until VWAP, sometimes what it will do is it will pop towards that liquidity areas and then starts dropping. So you could, now that it popped towards that area, 677s could be the exit, but I don't trust it. So yeah, exiting. Yeah, my exit was around 660 something right here actually. So it hasn't gone anywhere. But GFI though. Let me just point this out, guys, so we don't really lose track of what we're doing. Because my software, basically what it does is it actually gets rid of all the markings after I refresh the chart. So that's why I'm doing it here. So that's done. Small loser on that. TBLT is looking good. Look at that. It's coming back up again. So this might be something as well. GFI is looking very decent. GFI, yes sir, let's go baby. So I did mention this, right? GFI long 11.13, right? I don't want to point something that I didn't mention, okay? I really don't want to do that because people are going to think, what the hell is he up to? All right, thank goodness. Yeah, 11.13s to, yeah, it's going okay. I'm looking for bigger moves on this one. So on the break of the VWAP will be the stop. So hold on, guys. TBLT, guys, TBLT. TBLT. NEO, guys, I am still in it, yes, but the issue is it's not going anywhere. So my stop is going to be tightened towards that 11.50s. But it needs to take that low out now in the next 5 minutes. But TBLT, look at that, guys. This is what we were waiting for. Build up of volume, takes out the 270, 275s, and then now it might carry on. It might carry on. This has room, guys. This has room. Yeah, I mean there are different sector as well. Sometimes they do their own thing. Yeah, for sure. They, being in the same sector, sometimes it doesn't really sort of do what it. But when SPY starts to run like strongly, then it will start to follow at least a little bit. But I think these ones that we're watching, like the TBLTs, your PDSBs, might have better opportunities today because Tesla is in, sorry, SPY is in that area where we could see a lot of chop because we did have some decent days last few days. Usually after those kind of days, we do tend to get 1 or 2 days of chop, which is usually inside candles on daily. TBLT breaks the highs and is still trying to hold. If you haven't taken somewhere here, maybe right here, another entry. Oh, okay, it's going now. All right. Neo needs to take that low out, man. Neo needs to take that low out. Otherwise, that trade, we have to go with break even maybe. TBLT is looking decent. Amongst all of them I'm trading at the moment, I think TBLT might have that short squeeze opportunity, chance of short squeezing. And these things over 310, over 3, this thing has room. Neo isn't doing anything. GFI came back to my entry, but I'm okay with that because I expect a bit of a pullback. This one is going to be slow. GFI is not one of those that's going to really run. It's probably going to be very slow. So TBLT is looking decent. What's our PDSB? Yeah, PDSB might be just gone. So let's change that chart to something more interesting. What else is moving? TBLT is looking good. Neo is coming back. So Neo being back to almost my entry now, it's just like, just could get out of it now. Honestly, by this time it should have carried on. I could still have my stop at over 1150. That should be fine, but I just don't want to play with something like that's not doing what it's supposed to. So my stop just over 1147s around this area. If it does go over that, then I'll exit early. With this one, Neo, I had the chance to exit around VWAP, just over the break of VWAP, but I'm not going to hold off until then. But I will hold off until 1148s, 1150s basically. I think we might have to wait for some decent opportunities, guys. We might have to wait because at this point we are in that move has happened. Move has really happened. Like for example, you look at the Neo. Yeah, already happened, and we might be going into like just a pullback, slow moving area, or maybe even reversal because SPY seems to be doing a V reversal right now. PDSB is trying to poke his head up. All right, Neo out. Neo out 11:45, I believe. Yeah. Okay, GFI is still holding on to it. I'm just waiting for GFI to break the VWAP and maybe stay down. Although in GFI in the long run, I was looking for shorting opportunities on this, but since it didn't go anywhere, that's why I started looking for longs because the overall stock is strong. It came in with these days, but it had that daily pullback that I was looking for, which came in as an inside bar. That was its pullback from this move. So I'm hoping that it's going to actually start to move today, and if it does, it might run. It has some range when it does run 11s. So yeah, it does give us some decent range. That's why I'm relying on the VWAP 11s around 1110s. Needs to be staying over that. If as long as it stays over that, I can hold off on exiting this early. So I'm gonna hold on to it. And TBLT just keeps. How's TBLT doing? 283s, 85s. Okay. SPY is also, that was a good decision on Neo's part on the exit instead of waiting for the VWAP because I'm just worried about SPY taking out the highs. If it does, then it's gonna pull the others with it. So I believe Tesla might be looking like it wants to reverse. Yeah, Tesla is at the high of day and is trying to break that. Very similar to SPY's price action. No, what am I looking at? I was looking at SPY. Tesla, where did I see Tesla? My Thinkorswim is playing again. Oh, okay, no, completely wrong. On Neo, as you said, yeah, Neo looks very similar to Neo, but as you can see, takes out the VWAP. Neo hasn't taken it out yet, so yeah, seeing this, which is basically a leader, Holding off to Neo is not a good idea. Even like if SPY starts to spike, it's not a good idea. So let's look into bigger picture trades. Let's say, for example, Tesla. JD is popping. Tesla is popping as well. Like, so yeah, they are showing strength. So we look like we might have a green and positive day on SPY. It looks like it. But what are we looking at on SPY? SPY is at this level 398 now. So let's see what it does. If it breaks it without any issues, which it should on this one, and this is not a big level. If it's strong enough, it will do that. But I am more worried about 399, 9850s and 99s. So if it actually starts running, I'm not going to do anything right here. I think it's going to break it. Watching 398.50 and 399 areas. You see, it's broken that without problems. And yeah, there you go. On 30 minutes, 98, could be, yeah. 10 SMA. 10 SMA, who watches 10 SMA? 10 SMA on 30 minutes. Guys, you gotta, I'm implementing these new level system, guys, and you gotta, I've gotta say that they are right on par. Look at this, comes down to this level here, boom, bounces. Now, the reason why this is in gray is because it's a gray support, gray resistance, which means it's not strong. Red is what you want to keep an eye on the chart, right? That's why I said, come on, man. That's why I said these areas right here, that was created here, by the way, guys, pre-market. It's got some calculations behind it. I'll probably share it with the YB lead, but it's just a bit more advanced. Look at these levels. I'm going to test these levels out for the coming few weeks. And if it starts to look like it might be something useful For the YB Elite, I will definitely share with you guys the information about it. Yeah, these levels Oasis is different than my usual support and resistance levels. It's also to do with market flow and order flow. My GFI is doing okay, guys. That's the only trade that I'm in, I believe. I'm out of everything else. Yeah, for sure. Let me just confirm that actually. Now let's see. Let's have a look. This SPY is running. It's quite strong, by the way. There goes the level 398.50s. And the rejection came in, but it's quite strong. SPY is quite strong. But a rejection, nevertheless. It needs to be confirmed, Oasis. I can't just put out. I've been testing it for quite some time without showing it on the charts, but it does tend to, yeah, it does tend to be better than your normal resistance support lines. Yeah, but you've got to. We have to adjust that sometimes. It depends on. It's purely based on. Look at that. Look at that. Right? I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that rejection. Did you see that? Hopefully you saw it. What did I say about this one? This is not as strong, but this one is stronger, right? It breaks through it, goes into, briefly touches it and comes down. Yep. That's how effective it is. Especially we are talking about SPY and bigger picture. Now, it might be very useful for people like yourselves who trade Tesla. So yeah. And if you want to know what levels I have today, these are the levels. These should have been extended as well. And with Tesla, sorry, not with Tesla, a SPY, the market basically, you want to have levels pointed out way before. So one of my jobs on pre-market is to create point of interest in the market. Where are people gonna join in? And who? The question is basically where and who. If you can figure that out, you pretty much are set. Where is the point of interest and who is involved? Who is, let's say for example at the support, who's buying? Is it the big money or is it just retailers, retail traders? That's the different. You need to differentiate that basically, which is the secret, and nobody knows. we pretend we know, right? Every trader you speak to, they pretend that they understand that. You can never understand 100%. Yes, there are some clues in here and there. Yes, I'm not saying you can't really, analyze it, but to say that you understand 100%, no way. TBLT is moving again, and there it goes. This is exactly what I thought TBLT was gonna achieve if it takes out if it holds the gap. This is what I mean by holding the gap. Now this has quite a bit of room to go, guys. Let's have a look at something else. So look at TBLT. Beautiful, looks good. As I mentioned, 3 is a crucial level on that one as well. So 3 definitely looking good. Very, very nice. It's got that look that it can squeeze. My GFI is looking really decent, guys. Although I wish I had, I was in there. Just, with this one, I missed it like right here. Like a second or two, I missed on it. And I just didn't want to get involved in this bounce because the initial entry was much better. So I think I might have missed a big trade here. But hey, that's fine. I'm still holding on to my GFI, which is doing great. Trade here, and now it's just looking strong. This is what I wasn't worried about, this this pullback, because usually with GFI, after it moves like that, it just pulls back a little bit. I'm expecting another pullback coming in, so as long as it's staying over the VWAP, I can hold on to this for a while. Just remember that it's done actually from my entry almost quite a bit of a percentage move, right? I can't calculate things at the moment. All right, so now SPY is very strong. When SPY starts to break out these levels, especially these stronger levels like this, you have to consider SPY to be strong. Again, this level goes there, briefly rejects from it. We're still early to call it whether it rejected or not, but these levels, they do get respected, even though it might be a little one, as you can see. They will get respected. Look, right? I mean, from 399 all the way to 398.68 is a 30 cents down. I believe that's a respect to that level, right? So now you don't really have to take any trades on that level. I wouldn't recommend taking trades on it. But if you, let's say, for example, you were long and you had these levels, definitely a great area to take partials on. In fact, I do that quite often. So today's stream, although we might not have traded a lot and a lot of good trades had been missed, I would say that it has been quite educational. It's been quite educational. For example, TBLT, pre-market, I had some success with it, but the main move was missed. There was still later down the line, it was entry, yes, but it might be one of those that we can call it a big trade, right? But we did have some really decent level 2 action that we could go back and watch and analyze, and there was a lot of things like, look at that 3. It'll be a good idea to watch this 3 level here. 100%, I agree. Very intense today, which I like. I really like that. Now it does show you that the environment is changing a little bit, which is great. I need it to be like that. Dude, I'm not gonna brag, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna brag. Okay, but if somebody's watching just now, is just gonna say, okay, well, you've just created this level after it rejected. No, I did not. These levels are created way before. It actually started from here, the creation of levels, somewhere there. pre-market, way before. And I'm just like, you know, these are just beautiful. Rejection from those, rejection from the, especially the big levels, these two, and this level of beautiful, beautiful. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, dude, I missed APPS. I missed APPS, guys. Ah, my bread and butter. Bread and butter. Not the cleanest out there, but it was there. And I believe there's another one as well. I was looking at MGNI. I didn't look at the chart, by the way. MGNI. There you go. Yeah. No volume. No volume. COMP. COMP. Actually, COMP looks not too bad, but can you trade it though? That's the question. No, it's not available on the CFT, so I don't want to pay as well for this. But it looks interesting for possible shorting opportunity. COMP. Let's have a look at our DOCS. DOCS is a earnings gap, right? Yeah, it's an earnings gapper, and then this happened. Honestly, on this one, I really wanted to be trading around here. This pullback is huge, but then I'm just probably gonna wait up a day or two on this one, see if we can actually start to get close to our levels, which is 35s. So if we do that, then my GFI. Dude, my GFI is looking good. A very, very good area to take some partials right now. 11:34. Okay. Let me show you GFI. So right there, beautiful breakout, and yeah, 11:34, I believe. Took some out. Still strong, shows strength a little bit though. Yeah, so yeah, partialed out, very nice, decent trade. Now we can always put this close to break even. Break even is not the right place to put the stop at the moment. If this starts to run, which it is, this is crucial level for me right now. Although having said that, it might actually take that out. I need this to be taken out yesterday's close, and if it stays over that, it's going to look very good. If it does that, our stop can go under 11.25s if you want to be aggressive with the stop. But since this stock has got some really good momentum behind it, maybe we might want to give it some room, which is basically just trailing at VWAP. So we did manage to catch something really decent. I'm not gonna lie, but it just wasn't TBLT. Just wasn't. I need to adjust this the name of the stream so that I remember it. There was some decent education material on this one, so I can take it from there. Let's have a look. We had level 2, and I'm just gonna stick with level 2 and resist SPY levels. SPY levels. Okay. Yeah. You ask me why these levels? This is why. To the tick. To the tick, guys. I'm digging these levels, guys. I might switch full on these kind of style of levels. This is just basically a hybrid version using a traditional support and resistance as well as the volume. Yeah, interesting, very interesting. Good. I can use a lot of this. Look at the rejection came in, complete reversal from that 399 level. Although having said that, when you say 399, it didn't reach 399. My level is actually at the high of that level was 399, but the main level was actually 398.90 is just 10 cents before it. As you can see, it actually fell from that level, not 399. Look at that. So really nice, really digging these levels, loving these. What else did we have? Another level that I was supposed to pay attention to. Yeah, this one. This one I traded it. I actually traded against my level here, shorted before my level broke, and I paid for it, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I paid for it. So, but not as much as you think I did. This was small loser. One thing is for sure, PDSB, guys, this level still holds, in my opinion, right? So you can base, if you're long biased on PDSB, which I am a little bit, if you base your stop with that, right, under the 630, 35s and stuff like that, I think you'll be quite, like, you will be giving it a chance to work the trade. As you can see, volume coming in right now and trying to break that high, but volume came in earlier as well and got rejected from this trend line. So you may want to wait for it to break that, let it do its thing, calm it down, and then take it on these kind of pullbacks where TBLT gave. Like, let it do its thing, break the highs, and then just let it pull back, break the high, let it pull back. And right now as well, that pullback area is there, and then once it starts to take that just before threes might be a better entry there, because you can see that this is very typical, as you can see right now, in fact. $296, my last trade, guys. Sorry if I'm trading more here. I know I am over trading. 296, I couldn't stop it. It's going to be a very quick one. If it doesn't take out that 3, done, that's it. So it needs to take it out, as in now. My stop would be under 290 if it does start to flush, which I'm afraid it might do because it didn't actually take out the 3s, but I'm giving it a fighting chance. The volume needs to pick up though. We need that. Still early, as you can see, but on the break of 3 I might add to it as well if it stays holding. All right, let's go. Come on, TBLT. Now you're gonna do this. Ooh, huge numbers. You see that number here? Let me just actually extend this so you can see. Look at, is it gone? No, it's still there, but it's gonna get taken out, right? Yeah, 10,000. Yep. Let's go. Look at those numbers. Look at those numbers at 3. Look at those numbers compared to the bids, right? So either bids has to really pick it up. That's why I say it has to be big volume. It has to be massive volume to get these out the way. Yeah, it's still holding. Those numbers are holding. We need to push. Still attacking it. 299s. But our main numbers are 3. There we go. 3s are getting hit now. Are we seeing a lot of greens? We should be seeing a lot of greens now. Just it's 50-50 though. It's actually we're seeing more red than green. But what's the numbers like? Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. 3s are still holding. It just briefly spiked up. There's some volume coming in. Oh, very intense, guys. Heavily getting shorted, but also bids are also not giving up. Buyers are pushing it. Sellers are pushing it down. There's going to be a squeeze coming. Either a rug pull or a squeeze. Alright, come on TBLT, do something so I can just end the day with a positive note. Although it's not been bad actually, today has been really great. Oh, there we go. Voila. Come on, hold over 3. That's what I want you to do. Hold over 3. There we go. 309s, huge numbers coming in. And it's taking all those numbers. All those numbers are getting taken out. Yes, sir, let's go. Okay, it took some out, 310s, 3 tons. Still early, but I really like to take some out. 310s. Yeah, so 310s. Yeah, so partial out on it, really nice with the stop. Look at the partial and look at the potential loser. Stop loss, sorry, under 280, 290, 288. Beautiful. And this has potential, guys. This is the thing. It has potential to actually carry on more, giving us more. So really nice trade. I might, just before I go, if I can get another partial, that would be amazing. See, I can't really sort of, this actually gets rid of that blue. Alright guys, so really good successful trade on both GFI and TBLT. I was thinking I missed TBLT, which I did. I'm not gonna lie, I missed it from here in fact. And that's what I was looking at. Now I can't expect too much from it. From here, yes, I was expecting too much. From 270s all the way to 310s, that's huge. And plus some more, it has the chance to actually run for more because it's trapping a lot of short sellers. So over here, a lot of short sellers trying to sort of push it down, thinking that it's going to make a fade off. Even here, a lot of fight happened. A lot of people got trapped in it. Um, threes trapped a lot of people. Definitely, this candle trapped a lot of people. So the more you've got, the more traders are trapped, the more panicky move is gonna have, which means when it runs, it's gonna just squeeze the hell out of people. So yeah. So I'm just looking forward to that. My stop still is unfortunately at 290s, but I could definitely exit it before if it starts to really go for it. There we go, 315s are getting attacked now, 316s. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Right, so there we go, TBLT taking the highs out, almost 315s are getting hit again. That 315 again is the level that's holding, but that's just temporary, hopefully. 314s, I see a lot of greens. There you go, 315 got taken out briefly though. Okay, more greens, we're seeing more greens, 316s, we're seeing 317s, 317s. A lot of reds coming in, but it's not budging the bids. 317s. Are we seeing three? Okay, we're seeing 3617 is the max we saw. So the highest we saw was 3617. Might have been 318 briefly, but there it goes. There's okay. We're good. We're good. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go TBLT, bro. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Where is Zell, man? Come on, Zell. Have you taken anything on this? Please. I bet you have. Oh, PDSB took my orders in, guys. PDSB. I'm in on PDSB. Ooh, shoot. That's not good. I don't like that. I forgot about that 7 level on PDSD. Oh, TBLT is still looking really decent. Just fighting this PDSB initial starter that got triggered on the break of what is it, 7? So I can hold it until the low of day, obviously, but just don't want to get into something that I wasn't really ready for. Beautiful. Look at TBLT. Let's go. Okay, so 324. 324, took some more out, and I'm just relaxed. Apart from the PDSB. PDSB, where did you take me? Right at 7. That could give me. Okay, PDSB, if it takes out that 660, 658, I'll come out of it. I don't have much on it. Yes, it's a starter, but still, you know, I wasn't really ready for it. So what happened with PDSB is basically I had a stop limit order just over, actually just at 7. Just at 7. Yeah. And that got triggered. I was supposed to cancel that, but it didn't cancel it. So now with this one, because it's a starter, I can actually hold off until my level gets broken for the day, which is the most viable way to do it. But I'm going to be a sissy and I'm going to take it out at the break of 658. Because I don't really need to hold it for that long, because I have a really decent trade going for me. All right, so that's the plan with this. If I might wait for it to break this, not just wait for it to break. If it does, then I'll come out. If not, if it hangs around here, I might stick with this trade as well. The reason why I say that is this is also a earnings gap. It's not just a normal your normal catalyst. It is an earnings based catalyst gapper, which means they normally could run after let's say midday, maybe even after lunch. As long as it's actually sort of staying and holding its gap, which means it needs to stay over this, I could still hold it. Now, the potential for it to run is quite high because it saw high of 778, 780s. So if it turns, let's say from this level to staying over 7s, that will mean that it's actually green for the day after the gap. So that's going to bring in more sort of more new buyers on it. So I think I'm going to stick with it, see what it does. That's the trade I am in, starter. Maybe even I will probably add, if it starts to stay over 7s, just to average and get some decent size on it. At the moment, the size that I'm not really happy with it. So that's why it's making me a bit lazy. But as I said, it needs to go over 7 for me to even consider adding. So TBLT, beautiful, beautiful exits. First, second, beautiful entry, beautiful. Main entry was here, obviously, and then second entry was here. I actually took the third chance on it, which is not the greatest, but because I saw the momentum really, really coming into it, and the more it was basically pulling, the more force it was coming back with. So that's why I actually took it. Really nice trade, and I'm going to hold it until it takes my remaining partial out, which is trading stop, which is almost on break even now. So it's just a low of this here. So that's the, I actually traded this successfully over the pre-market as well. It was somewhere here, break of 250. Right there was a big level there, so I took some out. And then I believe I shorted it as well, but for the really, really small loser. Let me have a look actually if I had shorted this. Was this the, no, I think it was the other one I shorted. Sorry, might have been wrong on that one, guys. Sorry. The PDSB. PDSB is yeah, right here. PDS was a very small loser here, and that was it. That was it. I thought that was. I actually went against my my level, which is a bugger. I shouldn't have, but I did, and that was a loser. And that's pretty much the more. And I actually, let me cover this GFI as well. GFI, you know the trade break of 1112 was the 1113 entry, and then a first partial taken out on it, and this trading stop basically is just under the VWAP. You guys know the drill, right? As long as it's staying over the VWAP, I'm gonna stay holding to this for possible bigger moves. Now if it does go towards 12s, 1150 is the next very crucial level, and then 1190s I'll probably be out completely on it. If not, I might leave like 20% just to maybe able to swing this thing, but I need this to be staying over the VWAP though. That is pretty much it for the day, what I've traded. Really nice day, very productive day. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would have been because there was so much opportunities, and to be honest, there was like the potential to make like big R's were there. Imagine if I was looking into trading this long here, even if I missed this one, if I had taken it here, I would have been way off, right? Way better off than well, I'm not saying I'm not off, not green good, but it would have been much bigger day, right? We're talking a missed opportunity of 270s, from 270s all the way to 330s, 325s right now. Think about the percentage move of that thing, right? Just think about it. Huge. But nevertheless caught really good decent trades today. Yes, sir. Oh, 5 times. Yeah, they haven't gotten back to me on it. No, they haven't gotten. Have you deposited anything, or you're thinking of depositing? If you have already done it, I'm still waiting for the response on it, and I will let you know. Yeah, you could really do with that 20 times. Okay, yeah. Just wait a few days. I'm gonna make sure that I give you the right answer before I actually start saying, "Oh, yes, you are gonna get it." Which, if they refuse, then there's not much we can do. Later on, we can always try if we have more people going into from YB. But definitely waiting for their response. Okay, so most of the trades I'm out, most of the positions, so I don't need to worry about it. The only thing that's moving right now is kind of like a bit making me want to stay is this. This pops with these volumes is not going to be good. It has to bring in consistent volume. Look at this pop, right? Look at this pop. Pops, huge volume, but then where's the consistency? It's not there. So I would rather wait for it to build up the volume, slowly build up, and then the price slowly builds up to the levels that it wants to break. I would rather wait for that and have that instead of just parabolic. I really don't like parabolic when I'm actually in a trade. I would really like it to be slowly moving. That's why I will every time it moves towards me, my profit on parabolics, I'll take it out. You can see that clearly, right? Right. That's it, guys. And that's me done for the day. A really nice green I have to calculate what I did today, but yeah, decent green day today. But more importantly, there's a lot of things that we were looking at. There was a lot of educational content that I could use, as well as learning a lot of things myself, to be honest. Right. Well, I guess that's it. I will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. EST. Now, it could be 5 minutes sooner or later. Just remember that 8 a.m. EST, I will try to come, just go live straight at 8 a.m. It could be 5 or 10 minutes late or earlier. But I'll see you tomorrow then, I guess. There's nothing else. All right, buddy. See you, James. Take it easy, buddy. Well done. And everybody else, see you guys. Take it easy. Cheers.